Yeah. It's just weird. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, welcome to the family. Hey, forget about us, Rocci and Russo experience. Hey, welcome, join us. We'll leave you one more. Forget about it.
Don't stop, Russo.
I was just right there. I didn't know how much longer to go. I didn't know. Couldn't see you. I needed like a call to the bullpen, like 2 more seconds, 8 more seconds, spread it out, stay hard a little longer. Oh, wait, that's a different thing. Sorry.
Bro, I broke a record. Thank you for pointing that out, by the way. Oh, folks, hey, by the way, how you doing? Welcome into the family. Welcome to Rocci Russo Experience Monday night, man. Hey, namaste, bitches. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yep, he's staying on. Just kidding. I am not hard right now. That would be weird. That's a weird way to start the show.
Kind of. A little bit.
Where's everybody at in the chat box? I see Casey in the building. Casey and I will be doing Truth Will Set You Free tomorrow. Potentially, we're doing a pre-record, all of us, potentially, for Rocci and Russo Experience tomorrow night. I'm going to briefly touch on Israel and Hamas and explain. I've been a little silent on it for a bit, and tomorrow I think will be more of the heavy shows, Wednesday as well. Mary walked in. Apparently, Mary walked into a very, very stiff pole. That's what she walked into. Today is going to be. Is that weird? Is that awkward? Today's going to be more of a fun show. There's been a lot of serious news. There's people worried about World War III. We're going to talk about some lighter news. We're going to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith that have been separated for 7 years. I've got a story I didn't even tell old Rock about. There is 70 inmates from Washington County that are getting $2,000 each as part of the settlement because they were treated with ivermectin without their knowledge. So I think that's hilarious. So for COVID, they were treated with it, and they're winning a lawsuit. Granted, they're getting paid a whopping $2,000. That's called settling and losing the case. But whatever. That's
so they were given ivermectin, and they're suing because they were given ivermectin. So they're given ivermectin, had their life saved, and now they're suing because they didn't have to get super sick.
Do you want to get into that? Do you want that to be our first story? You want us to go right there from the drop?
Yeah, should I just put the call-in number up right now, and then people can just call in whenever they want, or how do you want to do this, bro?
Let's start the call-in 15 minutes in. 15 minutes in. And if you guys have what is Thomas? He's got a book. What did Thomas Becker say in the chat? Ebook now available. Paperback will be available this weekend.
Yes, dude, his book.
His book's out.
Make sure you call in, bro, when we open up the line so you can let everybody know. But Brother Russo, you got some shit going on. You got a little stuff going on. You're at Notre Dame. And
let's talk about that first. Barbara, do I have a cold? I don't know what I have, but what had happened was I worked this weekend at Notre Dame, the University of Notre Dame. First time we've done a program out there for Fox Big Noon Kickoff. It's a dream of mine since being a little boy I've actually gotten to be in the stadium before when there was not a game. I never got to see a game. I didn't get to see a game this time, but we were actually stationed right between Touchdown Jesus and the stadium, and we had Fox Big Noon Kickoff. The unfortunate thing was it was 40-something degrees, pouring rain, and the rain was so slow and steady that I never put a poncho on, and by the time it was poncho time, it was too late. Then the weather, right after I'd been out there working from 7 a.m. until 11:15, it dropped about 7 to 8 degrees and got 20-mile-per-hour winds, froze my little booty off, and then had to go straight to the airport with soaking wet clothes. I literally changed it. When I got to the airport, people thought that I had wet my pants because it was just wet down to the short level. I looked as though I had soiled myself. Very awkward walking into the Admirals Club. Yeah, that's the face that most people were probably making behind me, but it was – I should see if I could post – there's a picture I took of my leg. I looked like I had an accident, and then I changed, and everything was good. So, but I don't feel 100% to say.
Have you ever had an accident?
What do you mean? Have I ever had an accident? Have I ever
shit your pants in public?
Shit my pants in public?
Yeah, tell everybody.
Well, so there's an actual story from a couple weeks ago. I had some stomach issues, and needless to say, I had to find public places to drop it like it was hot in a Yeah, in a horse stall, and then there was have I ever fully shat myself? That's that's literally just I see that as a complete explosion. I have maybe accidentally had some stuff leak out. That's it's called a shart, I believe.
Oh, really?
If you have had a shart, please put it in the chat. One means shart. No, actually, that's bad. One means no shart. Two, if you had number two, a shart, please put it in the chat box and be honest. Rocky, I know you've sharted before. There's no way
I
you have
straight
not.
up did more than that, bro. Just straight up pooped. It don't even matter. I'm just saying it. I'm not even scared. I just straight up pooped one time, dude. It was a tough day. You know what I'm saying? Life can be difficult sometimes. That's all
I'll never forget a story my mom tells about my dad who had MS, so he couldn't run very fast. There was a time when I was like 3 years old or 2 years old, and apparently he was running across the field at my old apartment complex, which is now completely a bomb shelter hood. But he was apparently running to make it to the bathroom, shitting himself as he goes.
Ooh. Okay, so there was one time, like cheerleaders poop a lot. People don't realize that, typically at the end of a football game, pretty much every cheerleader has a skid. That's what I heard, at least. I saw a documentary. I saw it once.
That every cheerleader has a skid mark in their bloomers?
Dude, there's a lot of pushing going on in that field, a lot of leg kicks and shit going on, a lot of sweat, bro, a lot of thrusting, a lot of thrusting, bro. Think about it. Just think about the science. It's all science.
I don't feel like they've got streak, because then you've got the cheerleaders that are having to hold them up. Like,
never mind. There's actual video out there where dudes are getting their face pooped on, bro.
What? That's not cheerleading. That's fetish stuff.
No, there's cheerleader dudes, right? I don't know what they call them, but they're super strong. They're throwing people around up in the sky. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No, well, there's video where like they'll catch a chick and catch her on her butt cheeks and they get a little additive. Just saying.
I would have to see these videos.
You can go ahead and Google it. And while you're doing that, Google this. The girl from the University of Wisconsin who
I'm
made
gonna get a virus on my computer if I Google cheerleaders pooping while they get thrown around.
It's all good. It's all good. No, it is true, Erica. All right. Don't worry about what I'm saying right now, okay? Because
so what were you gonna say? University of Wisconsin. I don't want to interrupt your thought process.
Who makes yogurt from the yeast from her banana?
What? No.
True story. It was a true story. I validated live on the radio, live on the air.
I'm going to tell you right now that I just put cheerleaders pooping and it auto-populated to cheerleader poop stains football game.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Published October 6, 2014, a photograph captures a cheerleader suffering an unfortunate bout of diarrhea in midair. Wait, this is a Snopes. This is Snopes. So it is false. It is false, which probably means it's true.
It's one story, though.
Oh man. I got to share. I want to see if I can share this. It is, but hold on. Just to let everybody know that this is sites is the real deal cheerleader poops. As it turns out, the image of the cheerleader in red, this is hilarious. It is a digital manipulation, but it's worth looking at because it is actually funny. Brian's comment, it's called a flying skid mark, is pretty epic. Let me go ahead and see if I can throw this screen up there. It just to be very clear, this has been proven false. Am I on right now?
Yeah, you are hot.
Okay, so this is the real photo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is what was shared.
But bro, really things oh my God, look at the faces on all the girls though.
But that's the faces because they were dropping her because they weren't doing their job. But I'm not gonna lie, whoever added that little bit of extra panache, well done, because that is comical. That is good.
There's people that are into that stuff, bro.
Yeah, not it. Anything that smells funny, that is not one of my fetishes. I'm a smell guy. If it smells like vomit or like there's people like we're going way off the rails, but there's people that like to have that on them, and that is horrible. Horrible.
Oh my God, bro. Horrible. Oh, I love watching people almost puke, but when I do it, dude, it's holy hell. It's a war.
You know? I've only thrown up 2 or 3 times in the last 15 years, 20 years. And I used to travel the road drinking a lot. Like I have a pretty strong stomach. Threw up Super Bowl the night before Super Bowl, or around then, 2019 or 18 when I was working in Minnesota. I threw up from food poisoning and like one other thing. Besides that, I do not throw up.
Hey,
I
dude,
don't.
one time, and so you guys can't laugh because it's about Papa Stucci, but my dad one time had food poisoning so bad, and I got the call. He was in the emergency room. That's how bad it was, dude.
Oh,
And so, dude, I didn't even get to the first sliding doors. It was wintertime. So usually wintertime, the ice cold kind of suppresses smell. I didn't even get to the first set of these sliding doors, and I smelled legitimate diarrhea, right? And so instantly, the first thing that comes to my head is, please, Jesus, if you're listening, I know I've done a lot of bad shit, man. I do. I understand. But please, I will never swear again if that is not my dad. Please, not let that be my dad. I walked in there, first room. There he was, dad, right there. He was pooping so much and so out of control, they didn't even put a diaper on him. They just let him shit in the bed. Honest to God.
that's a lot. Yeah.
Dude, I
What?
was afraid to shake my dad's hand. I was afraid it was contagious. I swear to God, I was. I was like, hey, you know what, Dad? I'll come back, okay? I'll come back. I'll come back, Dad. Don't worry about it.
This is one of the braver moments in my mom's life. She took care of my grandpa in his last like 6 months. And she, like, to me, there's people hired to do this. This is why I would never be a nurse or, whatever. Not because admirable profession, as long as they weren't pushing the jab, but admirable. That's why I would leave it. My grandpa would poop all over the bathroom. My mom would go in and clean it up. I'm like, I feel like you're martyring yourself. Like, there is no need to do this right
Was there
here. Like,
resistance?
what?
Did your mom resist?
No, she's like, I'll take care of it. I'll do it. I think it was Jewish. She's Jewish. I think it was Jewish guilt of the years that she wasn't helping take care of my grandparents. So I think that was that was a lot. So yeah. Linda likes the puke and poop. That sounds like a maneuver. It's called the old puke and poop. What's the worst smell that anybody can think of in the chat box? What is the worst smell? I've got something in my head. Rocky, what's yours?
Oh, almost. You go ahead. You go first because there's a couple different things from when I was the first responder that there's orders, dude.
Oh, okay.
All
I've got
right,
three.
I got it.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if I should say it because
Why?
it's not going to be a pro. I don't even care. You know what? I don't even care anymore. Right? I'm a new man. Starting right now, I'm a new man. I'm better. I had surgery. Okay, shit's changing. There was a girl. Don't take this the wrong way, folks, but she was so large that she could not properly clean her rolls, and so she ended up getting a fungus in her rolls and mold in her skin. And she ended up moving out, and we were friends with the guy who owned the place. So we're like, dude, we'll take care of it. We'll go in and we'll paint it up and all that stuff, knock some money off our rent, whatever. And dude, her bedroom was so horrid. You could taste it in the air, bro. And then there was tissues on the ground with foreign substances on them.
What would be the foreign substance? Would you consider it just like poop?
Imagination never even took it to that level. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because of
But in all reality, poop probably smelled better than her. Oh, that's graphic. That's a lot. So yours is very specific. Mine's more general. You're like, I remember this woman named Betsy. And Betsy was a big lady. And when she died in her bed at 732 pounds and we had to go in there, we smelled between her rolls. But so you're being specific. I'm going to go a little bit I'm going to go more general. Number 3, I'm going to put in, actually, I'm going to go 2 and 1. Number 2 is stale cat piss that has just been sitting. Cats can mark it. It is a smell that cannot leave you. And it's to the point where if it's enough, it's very bad. That ammonia smell is pretty bad. I guess any random, like certain people's throw up would be number 3, but number one, what was that face, Rocky? What are you doing?
Bro, I just, you know what, dude? I'm getting a little emotional listening to some of your stuff here. But ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Russo, his number 1 on his
number 1. Can I get a drum roll? Number 1 is baby poop when they do the explosive ass shit up the back. That by far, there is something about that smell that it's like a combination of vomit mixed with poop, mixed with diarrhea, and mixed with death. They're so new out of the vaginal canal and new into life that they're almost from back when there was no life. So it's almost the smell of death because they were just dead and then born recently. That is the worst smell.
Like they smell like stem cells.
Yeah, okay. You just got all the stem cell research people all excited. They're like,
seriously did, bro. I don't even know why I said that, but it just came out, and I just feel really good about just saying that. And I'm gonna get in trouble probably. Huh?
You might. I don't know. Stem cells. I'm trying to make like a Planned Parenthood joke on that one, but like, we're not farming babies. Give me some stem cells. Abortion is only 3% of our gross product. Selling stem cells, however. No. Anyways, all right. So.
Hey, Russo, by the way, thank you, because we got an email today, and Verve contacted us, and some folks out there have been ordering the spray vitamin. So thank you 1,000 times. VerveSprayVitamins.com. Use code R and R to get 30% off. VerveSprayVitamins.com.
VerveSprayVitamins.com. So what? Do you know what surströmming is? Surströmming. So, Mary, what is surströmming? Put it in the chat box. So, Rocky, I'm going to go ahead and do the ivermectin story first. Put the call-in number up there so we can get people to start calling in. I think we got a decent amount of people watching on my Facebook. Yeah, not bad. So we got I think all across the board, we got about 70 people.
We got callers. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. There's the call-in number right there. Go ahead and call in. Let's go ahead and go through this actual story. So this is the MedPage today, the harbinger of paid for truth by pharmaceutical companies. MedPage, I get their emails just because I like to see what they are misinforming people about. So this is the actual headline: inmates settle ivermectin suit, 70 patients sue rheumatologist in a doc chase scheme. So that's two different stories. So inmates settle ivermectin suit. That's all they give. That's all they give people. So it looks bad. And that's, people only look at headlines. The actual story: federal lawsuit claiming, this is in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Yeah, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Federal lawsuit claiming detainees at the Washington County Jail were given ivermectin to treat COVID without their knowledge nor consent. They settled for $10,000 total. According to the American Civil Liberties Union of Arkansas, $10,000 settlement is being split among, it's only 5 plaintiffs. Why did the other article say 70? Oh, that was for the rheumatologist. See, very confusing, misinforming. It's 5 people. 5 people get $2,000 each. As part of the agreement, the payment isn't to be construed as an admission of any liability on the part of any of the parties involved. It was incredibly courageous and resilient to stand up to the abusive, inhumane experimentation they endured at the Washington County Detention Center. The experimental use of, what about the experimental use of jabs? Oh, man. Without the knowledge and consent of these patients was a grave violation of medical ethics and the rights of the patients, and these brave clients prevented further violation of not only their own rights, but others detained. Rocky, what do you think?
I think I want $2,000 and ivermectin. I'll take both.
Do you know what's interesting about all 5 of these plaintiffs?
They're prisoners?
They're all alive.
That's crazy. Dude, we were just talking yesterday about the Amish and how the Amish are all alive too, and nobody died of COVID and autism, and we're really going down the rabbit hole last night. It was pretty fun. I think you were messaging me when that was happening.
Might have been, but seriously, the fact that they use this is in their local Washington, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. They're using this verbiage, this inhumane. Like, did they have side effects? Because I bet they didn't, because you don't have any side effects. There is no side effects. So it's this. First off, people that don't understand, when you see $2,000 in a settlement, the reason why there was a $2,000 settlement is because it cost them less to just be like, here, take $2,000, because the court would have cost them $100,000 to just go for in legal fees. Whoever the actual organization was, it's probably the prison. So the prison did this cost perspective. They did not win. If they would have won, they would have probably won whatever it was for, which I'm assuming it was originally like $5 million or some crap like that. So stupid. Anyways, that's the dumbest story I could find today. What did that say from Evan?
Oh, he said he loves you. Just want to let you know.
Okay.
To take down those camel humping sand gnomes killing babies.
So I'll address this. Let's both address Israel before we take in calls, and then we'll get to a much bigger show. Do you want to go first, Rock?
Hey, by the way, folks, the call-in line, if you are listening, the call-in line is 612-540-0404. Again, it's 612-540-0404. Call in now and get online because it's a call-in line. We can take multiple callers. Get on the whole line so we can make sure we get you called, because once we get to a certain time, we're going to cut it off. Israel, here's the thing about Israel. I'm going to be really quick on it. I'm actually surprised that we haven't moved in. I got concerns about certain ethical moves in regards of what they're going to do if they do go into Gaza, because right now they apparently have not gone into Gaza yet. I've been in this rabbit hole for a long time, and Russo, I said to you before we got on the air, there's certain conversations I kind of be careful of. Not be careful of in regards to public opinion. It's because there's certain matrices that there's almost no escaping, because it's almost dependent on your ideology, your religious beliefs, your faith, your background, your history, where you're from, where you were born, who your parents are. There's so many factors in regards to Israel, and every single party is right. But if we could, as a population, sit down and have a civil conversation and be unbiased in our conversations, we'll learn a lot of atrocities around the world that would make us all very, very uncomfortable. So there's a lot more to come on this. Go ahead, Russo.
Yeah, and like Rocky just said, here's the deal. Let's go back to my last week, and I pride myself on challenging my thought, and I've had a lot of people that the biggest thing I was upset about was the fact that I saw conservatives coming out against Israel. And I'm like, these are supposed to be our people. And then there was a lot of people that I strongly respect doing that. And I'm like, well, to be fair, I need to do some research. I am half Jewish. I come from Jewish background. I am pro-Israel. That does not rule out the fact that there is more learning to be done, and all of this is so far above all of our pay grades. So we're gonna get more into it tomorrow with both of our shows. Truth will set you free, as long as I can get some people on. I believe as though I have Ian Wendt from Patriot Apparel. He is not either side. He is more on the side of this is a massive play by the elites in order to get us, more involved in war. But the more that I get sent some of the Palestinian, there's no way to condone what Hamas did. Absolutely not. Those are terrorists, and I will take that to my grave. They're horrible people. What was done was 100% terrorism, and it was cruel. The more you learn about exactly what has gone on in Gaza since it was essentially run by Hamas, given to the Palestinians, it has not been as clear cut as, well, Israel gave them that land, and this is what it is.
Right.
There's a lot more to the story, and I'm learning that as I go. And I'm not turning my back on my Jewish roots, my Christian roots. I just think there is more at play. And when we live in a corrupt world with corrupt governments, I think that ultimately the foot has to be off the gas pedal. And like Rocky said, what did you say they said during the NFL game the other night?
Yeah, it's pray for the innocent. Pray for the innocent lives.
And I will take that. And as much as I brought up that Palestinians, 9% of them believe that it's okay to have, acts like Hamas. I feel like this is a powder keg that is just continuing to boil over thousands of years of fighting that has been hyper intensified over the last 100. And I think there's imperfections. I've said lesser of two evils. I use that. I stand behind that term. I still believe Israel is the lesser of two evils biblically, spiritually, and over what they've gone through in just the last century, including the Holocaust. But besides that, I do not believe two wrongs can make a right. And the last thing I will say, I'll end it with this, is the conversations I've had today with people trying to get them on the show, our shows, is very telling. They're very strong in their beliefs. And this is the first time that even people from the pro-Israel or conservative side does not want to debate. Nobody wants to debate. They'll have a conversation, but they want it controlled. And I understand that, because it is so, I don't like it, but I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it, because this is I will tell you, in the 3 years that I've been doing this, been getting really involved with you guys. We could talk about COVID, vaccines, research, data, all of these different things that I've gotten into that's out of my sphere of influence, I've been able to pick up. The conflict in Israel, getting rid of my cognitive dissonance on being just pro-Israel without even questioning, this has been the most convoluted, hardest topic I have actually, once I've spent hours on, this is by far, no doubt about it, the most complicated topic and convoluted that I've dealt with.
Right. Hey, by the way, folks, call back. There was 3 people there. Call back. You don't need to hang up. Just go ahead and call back. Call in line 612-54. No. 54. This is super important, brother, and super important we talk about it. And if you want to voice your opinion on this, call us right now, 612-540-0404. Russo, what you were saying about that, what I see a lot of what I've researched, and again, I like everybody else is saying, I'm no academic when it comes to this because there is a major complexity to it. But what people do is based off their ideologies, they go grab a compartment in regards to that situation that is full of compartments. They grab that one singular compartment and that's what they defend. And that is their fight. But there's a lot of conversations, I think, globally, brother. I mean, we talk about atrocities in Libya. We talk about atrocities in Afghanistan as we speak. And we just gave the Taliban, Afghanistan back. Dude, look at that. You got the Taliban taking Afghanistan back. You got chaos there. Americans killed. You have Israel out of control. Americans killed there. I've never seen so much chaos so quickly in my damn life in one presidency. It's in my 50 years of being alive.
Well, that was my favorite post I had. It was the one that was like, it was the Lincoln Project, which has gone fully Democrat. And they're literally talking about the fact that aren't we glad that under these times of turmoil with what has happened in Israel and in Ukraine, that we have somebody that has a compassion and a brain in the office being with Joe Biden. I'm like, do you find it odd that the one before Joe Biden where we didn't have any of these conflicts? So yeah, you're happy that you've got somebody with compassion that shits his pants. I mean, the Lincoln Project has gone that is one of the pages that has gone so far off the rails. It started out as a anti-Trump Republican group, and now it is just full-blown lefties. Yeah. And I believe Kellyanne Conway's ex-husband is one of the main people in that. So.
Oh, I forgot about that name, bro. I forgot, man. She just kind of fell off the planet.
She does work on Fox now, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
She always looked really tired to me.
She wasn't tired. It looked more like her face reminded me of somebody that would be like a mega church wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should listen to my husband and just call this line and give us $10 and that tithe that'll send you straight to Jesus. That's what she looks like to me. Like clown makeup.
That is so actually kind of scary because I see it all freaking day.
Yeah.
We got a call coming in right now. It's going through a screen right now. I want to take it. I hope it's who I think it is.
It's Roger Rabbit.
I hope it is. I specifically wanted him to call in for a reason, but we'll just take this call and we'll just welcome the caller to the program. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Indiana. It's Roger Rabbit. How you doing, Roger?
Man, Roger Rabbit. You can hear me okay, brother? Russo, man, see, we sound sexy right now, bro. I'm just saying, we got Roger Rabbit on the phone, Russo and Stucci, man. I got chills in certain places.
Russo, Stucci, and Rabbit.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Hey, thanks for calling in, bro. I wanted you to call in specific because Russo, I know Roger and I go back quite a bit. He's been quite a fan of the show. I hate saying that word. He's been a brother of mine. He's been family for a very long time and supporting the show. And he has an amazing, amazing child, dude. And there was a huge event, and his little baby girl, I believe it was a 4-hour seizure she went into. Roger, can you just give us an update on how she's doing?
She's not 100% back to herself, but she's back and we're home. And it was a hell of a weekend.
Yeah, they had to do an air flight. They had to air flight her out.
This just happened.
Yes. Yep.
Oh wow.
And
she's coming back to us slowly though. That's the good news. She's home. She's comfortable. She's back to laughing and joking. So
they had her induced, and brother, and Roger, and I've been following you and Carly and been watching this, and folks, there's something I want to say on this because, man, I watch these two fight every single day to give their daughter the best life possible. I watch people at Miracle League do the same thing. Russo, all the people work, we see it all the time. And I see these tragedies and I see these terrible things happen. And then I think about me and going on social media and complaining because I got a stomachache. It's
You've
all
got
about,
to your defense, to defend yourself, Rocky. You've got a little bit more than a stomach ache. You've been dealing with some real stuff as well. Don't degrade what you're going through. Everybody's got their story. So you've been through a little bit more than indigestion.
I understand what you're saying, but I look at the struggles of these little kiddos, man, and it breaks my heart. But Roger, man, I just want to let you know that all of us are praying for all of you, and we're here to support you, brother. And please keep us posted. And I'll go back on the show link. I know you guys have some sites, and I'll share those links in the show notes. Just send them over to me in Messenger. I will open it. I promise. I will take it. I don't open Messenger much, and I'll post the links if anybody wants to help these guys out or send a teddy bear or do something. This is what family does in times of crisis. So, brother, thank you so much for calling in, brother. And our hearts are with you guys. And if you need anything, you let us know.
Thanks, Rocky. Love you too, brother. You guys have a great rest of the show.
All right, my bro.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Roger?
Yeah, hey, Roger, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, hey, bro, did you want to talk about like the way I walk or anything? Or you ever hear music in your head?
You got something you want to hear us debate? Or anything. You could talk about his gait. You could talk about Rocky's gait.
I can't help but thinking about. Can we talk about your favorite subject? Are we good on this show?
Throw it out, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, please.
Buttholes. You got to know what's working back there. Has Russo been introduced to the chocolate ones yet?
No, we ate them live on the show. Chocolate buttholes. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We had.
Did you introduce them to the waffle stomping?
I did so much to cover right now. All of a sudden, you're overwhelming me, Roger. I don't know where to start. No, you can have chocolates casted from your butthole.
So let me just be very clear with this. You're doing
Yeah, me and Ron ate them live.
You're doing a cast first and then filling it with liquid chocolate, letting it harden. You're not actually pouring the chocolate into the butthole and then eating it, are you?
Well, all they do is stamp it. You send it to the company. You use putty, and you just stamp the finger. Every butthole has a fingerprint.
What is this like? Is this the wave of the future? That in the future, instead of us using thumbprints or microchips, we just bend over and they scan the butthole?
It's real, bro. Dude, take a selfie, zoom in, tell me what you got.
I don't know if I'm that flexible. And I don't honestly remember how I said I've only thrown up 3 times in the last 15 years. I am a hairy beast. It would look like the Amazon rainforest back there that maybe just had a rainstorm with a little bit of mud. I don't know. I can't clean everything back there with all the hair I've got.
So are you familiar with the waffle stomp?
The waffle stomp?
Yeah.
I am not.
Oh, interesting.
Do I have to look it up? I don't know if I want you talking about it.
Go to that modern dictionary, whatever that's called, and don't pre-read it. I need you to read what it is out loud, live on the air. Go.
Okay, so just to tell you, the auto populate when I do waffle S, it's the first thing there. Waffle stump, Urban Dictionary. Here we go. It is. Is this microphone on?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and just spotlight me. Here you go. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the waffle stump is to defecate in the shower and then proceed to try to stomp it down the drain with your foot. In a hurry to cover up the evidence, she waffle stomped. Okay. Who hasn't done that? What's the big deal?
You've done that?
No, I actually have not.
Oh,
I do know people that literally. So here's another. If you've got nasty diarrhea, we are going way off the rails. If you have nasty diarrhea, and if Roger's on, he can answer this question as well. Do you feel the need? I have some friends that if they have any kind of sloppy poop, they jump in the shower instantly afterwards.
You have to, bro. You have to. You cannot be tingy at all. You never know the situation that's going to arise. You've got to be prepared.
I shower anywhere from 3 to 6 I poop 3 to 6 times a day. I would live in the shower if I had to shower every time I dropped a bomb.
There's a solution to you get the wet wipes. I use wet wipes all the time.
That's not a shower. So you're saying a wet wipe is a substitute for a shower.
Wet wipes, you have a problem.
Yeah. Roger, you're using wet wipes, right?
Oh yeah, there's always a bag of Huggies in my bathroom.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Do you guys have do you guys have hairy buttholes?
No, I'm clean.
I'm not staining anything around here, man.
Nope.
So you don't understand the wet wipes. If you've got a hairy thing back there, you literally feel like you are squishing around all the rest of your day.
Bro, Ron Phillips entered the chat room. I want to, as long as we're talking, dude, or as long as we're here, Phillips, this is so crazy that you showed up while we're talking about buttholes, dude. That is the weirdest shit in the planet, right?
That's like the bat signal. It's the butthole signal. And all of a sudden, Ron Phillips shows up.
With heated water and heated seats and an air dryer that air dries your butthole when you're done pooping.
Who does? Ron?
Ron does. You will do it.
That's the most exclusive butthole service is that Ron.
Do you remember when I went on there, bro? Roger, do you remember?
Oh, the exclusive one. Wasn't there music involved?
Hell yeah, there was music. I streamed it, bro. I went live, man. And dude, I changed forever.
The Lawnmower 4.0. We got to get them as a affiliate as well.
Experience to be touched in that way,
bro. Like Ron says, it's like being kissed by the summer breeze.
I know we're probably losing some viewers, which is totally fine because I like this topic. But
I love you, brother. Thank you for bringing up such a fantastic topic because we can go all night talking about this, bro. But seriously, man, keep us posted what's going on. And again, if you need anything, let us know. We'll get it out to everybody listening.
All right. Thanks, Rocky. Have a good night.
Love you, man. Bye.
Later, brother.
Love you.
Do you ever, Rocky, do you ever use very hot water on your butthole when you're showering and almost like burn the area because it feels kind of like it's getting an itch that you can't get? You know what I'm talking about?
There's people that are into that, bro.
I mean, I'm not into it, but it feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like when you're trying to burn off the end of something, like it finishes things up. Like it seals in the cleanliness is that burning, like where you're like,
dude, I'm kind of getting horny right now. Is this weird?
Kind of what?
I'm kind of getting horny right now.
You're what?
I don't know what I just said. What did I say?
Okay. All right. But I will tell you, there's something about that sensation of a shorn butthole that
sensation.
Shorn, is that shaved or is that heated up? I don't know. I really don't know. Wow. Do we have any other call-ins? God blessed.
No, we have Sarah trying to call, but I'm not going to answer. Hey, dude, Google this. Me and Ron Phillips, we did a show on this.
I want to know why. After this, you're telling me why we're not picking up Sarah's call. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why, because she's on right now. What's going on, Miss Sarah?
Hi. The butthole is crazy, but what in the wild world of sports are you trying to do? Block me from calling this show?
Yeah, but she's from Minnesota, isn't she?
No, she's from
or Wisconsin.
It gets cringe when I call in. But there we go. Thank you. Bye.
Is that it?
That's it. Welcome to Sarah, bro. You just got her. Told you. She's been on hold for a half an hour.
And that was it? That's what I heard the northern accent.
It ain't northern, dude. It's like outworldy, bro.
Is she an alien?
Something.
Okay. All right.
He says, okay.
Okay. All right. What am I looking up?
On a good note, we love Sarah to death. The 10 most craziest things found in people's buttholes in the ER.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Jesus, bro.
You know that the Richard Gere gerbil thing was started by, I think, Sylvester Stallone, and they have never spoken since, I've heard.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. 10 most craziest things found.
Hey, by the way, folks, thank you for tonight for having a sense of humor, because I know I just had surgery on Friday. There's been a lot of stupid stuff going on. Russo's been on the road. He's a little stuffy. So we just wanted to kind of have a fun night, man. Just kind of hanging out and just chilling out just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate everybody's sense of humor tonight. We're going to get back to it Wednesday. And SentryH2O.com. Use Russo 10 for a 10% discount. SentryH2O.com. SENTRY H2O.com.
That was perfect. It sounded great.
Oh, I got chills. Shit, what's going on with me?
11 of the most bizarre foreign objects found up people's backside. Oh, by the way, with the Sentry stuff, they now have launched their full home thing. So if you want to actually be able to shower with the water that's been got all the pharmaceuticals, toxins, all that out of it, they actually have like a more expensive, I think, $4,000 kit, or if a bigger house, $8,000 kit, and that means that you are using really good water throughout your whole house for everything.
Your house, that's like incoming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. And the big thing is like, what's your biggest organ? It's your skin. And so to have the water that we're putting, that's another thing that we put on us, we forget about, and all the things found in it. Anyways, moving on. So 11 of the most bizarre foreign objects found up people's backside. Jada Pinkett Smith's head. Nope, that's not a part of it. We'll get to that next, though.
Great hook, bro. That was fantastic. I got chills again.
Good. Okay, so I've got, well, I see a picture from coffee jars to aubergines. What is an aubergine?
We'll get to it.
Here are some of the objects found in people's bums. I see a cucumber in this x-ray.
Easy.
All right, so there's a glass bottle.
What kind of bottle? Like a beer bottle?
No, it's actually a beer bottle that's kind of got a bowl, like a wide area. Farmer had to tell doctors at the University of Mississippi Medical Center that he had a bottle stuck up his nether region. How did it get up there? A 72-year-old used a nearby dumping ground to defecate, but when his wooden limbs snapped, he fell back heavily. Not heavenly. That's one letter. Heavily onto the glass bottle, according to the Journal of Annals. That's funny. Of surgery. I don't know. I feel like that story is almost too good to be true.
No, bro, it gets better.
Oh, so you know what's coming up. 50-year-old ended up in a Hong Kong with suspected peritonitis, aka inflammation of the bowel. Radiographs showed that the shadow of an eel. The abdominal pain was actually the eel biting his colon. He later admitted that he inserted a 50-centimeter fish to help his constipation.
Why not? Why not, dude? Why not? You know
what would be interesting?
You have to do shit, okay? You have to go above and beyond when you're done.
The little fish that go, like people get their feet done where they like bite it. So would you be able to throw those up your pooper and get rid of things?
Squeeze it right up the canal, bro. No problem.
Love egg. An AE worker, I don't know what that means, described how a man came to a hospital with a vibrating love egg stuck inside of him. It had been there for 3 days. He had come home from a stag do in Amsterdam. I guess that a stag, like a stag. I think that's like a part of what are those called? What's a stag party? Rocky, what is it called? Bachelor party. Sorry, I wouldn't know. Never been married. He had come home from a stag do in Amsterdam and went straight to A&E. A&E made a joke about waiting for the batteries to run out. He burst into tears, saying it had been vibrating the entire time, driving him insane. Weird. Instant coffee jar with pins in the lid.
Russo, you know that I've been to the emergency room because I was constipated and didn't poop for 8 days, right?
No, I did not know that. And now I'm looking at a vanity light bulb, and I this can't
tell me
how, really.
Dude, it's all. This is not a one-off. There's, dude, pint glasses they're finding in people's butthole, right? They found a big old World War II bullet up a dude's butthole because he said he was constipated too. I guess that's the thing to say when you go to the ER. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was constipated. I needed to shove a bullet up my asshole. You know?
Well, at least the bullet's not going to break. This one's dumb. Show what I have. Show what I just brought up. How
you're in trouble.
How did the vanity light bulb not break when it was going in? How loose does your butthole have to be?
All right, just so you know, your butthole can stretch 8 inches. A raccoon can fit in your effing butthole, bro.
But how did it go in without enough force to smash the light bulb? This just seems stupid to me.
No, think about it though. Think about it. If you go in perfectly and you have, because you're going to have a little bit of like a rubber band shit going on, right? That tension. So you just kind of squeeze the butthole a little bit. And if you have even squeeze, right, you're going to have even squeeze. You can't crush an egg if you're squeezing it perfectly. You can't crush an egg. And that's what you have to do with the light bulb. You have to have even butthole squeeze as you pursue wind. It's really simple. It's science.
You got a Buzz Lightyear toy. I can assume how that went down there, and I don't believe any story they say without them having a little problem. I'm surprised, though, that they didn't use Woody.
What is that?
Get it? Okay.
He says, okay.
Okay, moving on.
What is that, bro? That's like
concrete mix. Found a rock solid object. That sounds like you're going to never be the same. Man injected the liquid adhesive into his rectum using a dual chambered glue gun, which hardened and became fixed. What possesses somebody to do this? Oh, an aubergine is a cucumber. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's an eggplant.
Oh, is that what that is? It looks cucumbery. Got it. Eggplant. All right.
But see, I'm not impressed by that because I know people, you know?
Well, So if it's an eggplant, that means that this person was clearly into black guys. So you got deodorant spray. It's the next one. 23-year-old man.
Eat the eggplant after it was used?
What's how do you use an eggplant and not eat it? Oh, you're saying did he eat it? I was thinking the other way, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. If you eat it, there's nothing to stick in your rectum.
Would you make a little eggplant parmesan? You know what I'm talking about?
It's actually called an eggplant poopajan.
Oh,
that was good. That was good. Deodorant spray might have been trying to get rid of the bad smell after they inserted the aerosol can. Jeez.
Oh.
Mobile phone. That one looks like a flip phone. That looks old. That looks like an old razor.
You can probably see who's calling if you look close enough.
Oh yeah, if you believe this story, I got dirt to sell you at the beach. A Georgia lawyer was apparently showering with his phone, as of course you do, when he slipped and fell right on top of his ringing mobile. I don't know if I believe that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I believe that.
Yeah. So people, they super glue the tip of their thinker, bro. Really?
Yeah, no. Anyways, all right. Let's finish the show talking about if there's any other call-ins, great. We could do that as well.
Hey, Becker, if you wanted to call in, you mentioned something about a book, Becker. So folks, if you want to call in, we only got a couple minutes left before I shut the call-in line down. 612-540-0404. This will be something that we'll be building upon. And I promise you, once these call-in shows, I used to do them all the time. Once they start building up, they are going to be the most entertaining shows we do because you never know what's coming down the pipeline. Anyways, Brother Russo, mypillow.com. Go to mypillow.com. Use code meatball.
Use the meatball.
Dude, they're doing like 60, 70, 80% off Christmas specials already. I love Christmas. Mypillow.com. Use meatball. That's how you support us, man. Whether it be the water, whether it be the vitamin sprays, whatever. You know, just give somebody
the greatest sleep you ever have. I got to work on my impersonations. I'm really sad that I don't have a good Trump or a good Mike Lindell. I got to work on that.
Some mafia ones. I could do a whole mafia family. I could do dude, we should do a skit. You know, we should do a skit. We should do a little like a Godfather skit, and we all do different characters, you know, but we're the same people. You know, it's kind of weird.
I could be Anthony Fauci of the mafia.
Oh, Anthony Fauci.
I do a good Anthony Fauci. I could do that all day long. We could talk about all the great things about the vaccination and how really it's just to protect you and to protect everybody else. There is nothing nefarious going on. I never did anything to poor dogs. I swear to you, everything is on the up and up. I am not getting paid more than any person in the history of our government. I am here to help the people. Do not wear a mask. You do not need it. Fast forward 8 minutes later, wear the mask. You have to wear the mask. Trust me, I am protecting you. It's what I do. It is what I do. Thank you, Pfizer. Oh, thank you, Moderna. I appreciate you. Oh, they were just giving me high fives. That was not a whole stack of cash. I am retired. Good night. It was good. It's the only one I could do right now. My political figures suck. I cannot do
work. That took work.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a call. We got a call. Yeah. It's Mr. Thomas Becker again, folks. Hey, by the way, if you guys go to insanewarriors.com, right at the top of the page, that's where you can see YouTube. You can see Anthony. I keep wanting to say Antonio. You can
say whatever you want.
You can
just don't call me Johnson.
I ain't gonna call you Johnson, okay? Because I've seen it and I'm quite impressed. So I never disrespect it, you know.
Yeah.
But you'll see all of the true shows there. You will get all the podcasts there if you're a podcast person. Everything. It's just kind of like the video audio hub to get to Anthony's YouTube stuff and everything. Okay, it's insanewarriors.com. But there's a cool feature. It says leave a message. You click on it right from your phone, and you can leave a message, and we'll play them right there on the show. Mr. Becker, brother, I love you. Welcome to the program.
It is so nice to hear you, brother. I am so happy to hear that you've gotten through what you got through. And I was just like love and prayers in your general direction for you and Lisa and the boys. I am just so happy that things worked out the way they did.
Well, brother, you know, I was reminded of and this is no bullshit. I was reminded of the amazing friends I got because I've had some dark times and Russo, you know, he's between Russo and TK, they kind of had a shoulder for me at some times. And between all of you guys, Becker, man, it's a little overwhelming sometimes, because Russo, we get so dialed in on what we're doing, and sometimes we kind of forget everything we built and what we already got, and it's moments like that we're reminded of that. And I know Russo's experienced it. I've experienced it. I'm going through it right now, and it's overwhelming, and I'm blessed. And I thank all of you guys. And brother, I love you, man. I really do.
Well, like I told you, your last show, the Rocci Stucci show, that I would have some big news for you this month, and you saw it. I am in the process of publishing my first novel.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So where are we at in the process right now?
The ebook is currently for sale on Amazon.
Bam.
And in a few days, I'm just tweaking a few things here and there. I should have the paperback version available by the end of this week.
Send me everything you got, brother. Send me all the links.
Okay.
What's the book about?
Yeah. What?
I got the link for the ebook in the YouTube chat.
All right. Put that in the chat, but make sure you send me. But what is the book about, Thomas?
It is, it's a hero's journey. It's about a man who's been given an extraordinary ability, and he's found himself in the middle of a war between humanity and an alien race that has been infiltrated the human race for about 2,000 years. And he's out of his element. He is a fish out of water, and he's coming to terms with his abilities and the reaction that he's getting from his fellow human beings.
Yes.
And the fact that this human race, this alien race, has absolutely no respect for him either, because they know that he can out them, basically, and destroy them.
Oh,
Dude,
there's some twists.
I like outing people, I do. I like
If you want it on Audible and you want me to read the whole book as Tony Fauci, I can do that.
Oh my God.
It's the product of a lot of years. I studied black holes. I studied dark matter. I studied angels. I studied genetics, which, I could go into a whole show of the scary things that I've learned about genetics in the last few years. It's just, whoa.
Well, Thomas, when you started out, when you were saying, dark matter and black holes, I thought you were back on the butthole topic again. That's what I thought.
Just saying. Hey, Thomas, brother, I am so damn proud of you, man. Way to keep pushing through. You never forgot your why, brother. And whatever we can do, we're going to do it for you. And so again, I know you posted it in the YouTube, but make sure you give me the links and let me do whatever I can to try to get it to as many people as possible and support you every way I can, brother. I love you and thank you for all the effort and your friendship, man.
And thank you
for
all the love and the brotherhood and everything that you've done, everything you will do. And I appreciate it greatly. I love you, man. I love you, Lisa. Love your kids.
What about Russo?
And take care of yourself.
Hey, you got to tell Russo you love Russo too, bro.
I love you too, Russo.
Yeah. Thank you. I was about to say, I'm glad we had that caller. Piss off, Thomas. Just kidding.
All right, Thomas.
Good luck to you, brother.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bro. See, this is why I love doing what we're doing. We forget sometimes. We forget.
And we probably should have prefaced this again more in the beginning of the show. Not every show is going to, this isn't Truth Will Set You Free. We'll talk politics, but for the most part, these shows could go any direction whatsoever. And once I explain to them exactly what the show is about, you can appreciate it more. This is fun. This is either a call-in show or a fun show. It's like morning radio. That's all that it is. Or drive time radio, whatever. That's what this is.
We may be priming ourselves. We may be priming and doing a
maybe.
I don't know.
And we might be priming something much, much bigger with Truth Will Set You Free as a channel. We're working on that. We'll talk more about that later. Mary, I will end today's show Fauci talking about buttholes. That's how we're going to end at the very, very end of the show.
Right,
for now, we're going to take 3 minutes. We're going to talk about Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith. So because I spent a lot of time listening to some interviews. So Jada Pinkett Smith on a book tour, by the way, on a book tour, is admitting that they've been separated for 7 years. It's all been about appearances. It makes the whole slap thing very odd. And if you listen to her on some of these interviews, not that I care, but I wanted to listen so that we could have something to talk about. And she is a phenomenal actress. And I don't believe a single word that comes out of that thing's mouth. Plain and simple. I don't believe it. And it explains a little bit about what Will Smith has gone through in the last few years. And I don't want to make an apologist for him because I do believe he's responsible for his actions. But she is the devil. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, I was pulling that up. I am showing
like
you the devil right now. Dude, she is literally, man, you look into this thing's eyes and you know, I mean, I want your mom to stare into her eyes real deep and tell me what your mom picks up. But she is dark. And she's
dark.
Of that blood drinking cult society that if it exists, she's part of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And dude, when she was with Will Smith, didn't she used to screw a bunch of dudes? I mean, weren't they cool? Weren't they like open, like pineapple shit going on?
They kind of did the pineapple stuff. They're now admitting, and that's again, this is all for, she is the epitome of look at me, I'm famous. That's what I pick up from her without a doubt. And she, the whole thing with the affair with her son's friend, I think happened after the separation. But it sounds like she's the one. She wears the pants. It sounds like she's the one not willing to get a divorce. She still says they're not getting a divorce. They're just living separate lives. I'm like, well, why? There's something so insanely narcissistic about her. I don't know how to explain it. And watching her on these interviews, and it really goes back to her childhood, and her parents were drug addicts, and she's using that whole thing as, everybody's upbringing is different, and there's worse and better and all that stuff. I get it. But there is something just inherently full of crap with her that I just don't believe.
Does she have some kind of like power, like secret power that holds rule over people? Because she obviously has things on Will Smith that he is definitely afraid of going public. Because why does he bow down the way he does and just completely tolerate being treated?
I don't know. I honestly don't. And it's sad. You see somebody that was the top of Hollywood in Will Smith. That is, I mean, she broke him, and I watched the whole thing, and she didn't even know that it wasn't a joke. To tell you, like, Will Smith is clearly mentally unstable for the last several years, it sounds like, and it sounds like he's the one that still wants to be with her. That's the crazy part. And to see what he did, and her not knowing it was a joke, she was shocked at the fact that it didn't knock Chris Rock out because she knows how strong Will is. Top of the game, he won an Oscar that night, and now he's not allowed to go to the Oscars ever again. And it's just he lost it. I'm plain and simple. And I don't want to blame. I don't like to play victim blaming or who's to blame. I could tell you though that Will Smith is broken, clearly broken, and Jada is to me a pathological liar and a very, very sick puppy.
I got better words than that, but I ain't gonna use them right now because I can't. Okay.
Okay, forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it. Hey, it's Dr. Fauci. Hey, Dr. Fauci.
Oh, is it time to wrap up the show just like I suggest you do to your buttholes just in case? Because you never know when there might be an alien invasion, which they will typically use the anal cavity to come in. So I suggest not just one mask for the butthole. I suggest 2 masks. You do 2 masks, it's twice the protection. Make sure you protect everything going in or going out. But if you do have to let it release, make sure you remove the mask. You don't want it to get stuck in the bottom area. You want to make sure that it falls through, and that's what I would recommend for your butthole and masking. That's a whole new thing for 2024. The election is coming. Mask your buttholes. Remove it when you gotta drop a deuce. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Fauci representing the Rocci and Russo experience. Have a fantastic evening. Cover your butthole.